Hey, what's up, everybody? We are Lisa and Greg.
Hey, guys. Today's video are a compilation of videos about how Americans see America from the U.S. after living somewhere in Europe.
Yes, and today's videos are brought to you by a plethora of people. So we will include links in the description so you can go on over there if you want to check those out. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting because we are Americans living in Europe and we haven't gone back yet.
No, but I would imagine it's already changed our perspective of America. Yeah. Just being here, just coming here on vacation. Yeah. It changed how we see it.
That's true. And it solidified a lot of the things that we didn't like, if I'm just being honest. True. So this is going to be good. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. Before we get going here, go ahead and like the video. That really helps a lot. All right, let's go.
What I realized about being an American and moved to Europe, part 2. So why does the rest of the world use a 24-hour clock, but America uses the 12-hour clock? And then on top of that, they want to call the normal 24-hour clock, which everyone else uses, military time. The way that they tell time out here should be the only way that anyone does it. Yeah, we shouldn't call it a different name. They're not the weird ones here, bro. We're the weird ones calling it military time. It makes no sense. And military time, or the 24-hour clock, makes so much more sense than the way we do it back there in America. Like, you got to think about AM and PM and all that kind of stuff. Out here, when a new day starts, it's 0. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. America's always trying to be so different. Like, it really makes no sense.
That's true.
It's different about everything. Yeah. The temperature, we're Fahrenheit. Yeah. The miles.
The miles, the measurements, the metric system, everything.
We measure in inches. Yeah. I
don't know why, but I'm glad I'm over here because now, like he said, it's easy to tell time. Yeah. And I've gotten used to the temperature. Like, I
now
can't,
we're used to it.
I don't know how to convert it. when it's 21, I just know what it feels like.
Yeah. When it's 28, we know what it feels like. Now we say that. Now I'm like, oh, I wonder what. I don't even think about Fahrenheit anymore. But we've there has to be a reason why the U.S. changed everything.
I don't know.
To stand out. I don't know.
I mean, people could say arrogance, but it could be maybe there's
something else.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. All right.
Weirdos.
All right, let's take a look at the next one.
Okay.
So I finally made it back to the United States after spending the last 3 weeks in Spain and Italy. And I don't know about this place anymore because the buildings all look like concrete blocks. All the American food I've eaten since I got home has made me sick. But everything costs 10 times as much. Like, as an American, I'm starting to wonder, are we all just like getting scammed? Like, Spain and Italy had amazing food, endless amazing beaches, the world's most beautiful architecture. Everyone there lives longer and everything costs 1/5 as much. Am I missing something, or are we just getting scammed?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's what I'm so afraid of.
What?
And because I'm afraid of it, it's probably going to happen, of going back over there and getting sick.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's guaranteed. It's just going to happen. So sorry.
I know, but that's the last thing you want is to have a stomach problems while you're traveling.
Yeah. But you know what's funny is that all that stuff that he said, there's still people to be like, yeah, but do they have freedom to carry a gun? No? Okay, not going over there. I mean, this how it is and over there. That's crazy. All that stuff is important to me. So, yeah. And carrying a gun is not important to me. No. All right, let's take a look at the next one.
If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Well, I could tell you about one time or 7. When I realized that after having lived in Germany for several years, I had not once been to the doctor or dentist because I thought they're hidden costs, co-pays for every visit. Nope. Or when I first ate spaghetti in front of you.
That's true. I mean, it's sometimes that creeps into my head still here.
The cost.
In Spain, the cost. Like, I hesitate ever so slightly because I worry about if it's going to cost us anything.
Well, and then even the few times that we've had to go, we're like wondering, okay, where do we pay? Like, when do we pay? I know. And they're like, oh, no, that's it.
Yeah, we're still getting used to that.
Still getting used to it.
Yeah.
Europeans like this, I realized that my sacrilegious slicing of the noodles was not just a lack of cultural awareness. It was so that I could pre-process my food so that I could eat faster and, more importantly, more.
Damn, I do that.
I was just about to look at you.
Damn. All right.
We just had spaghetti yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw you. doing that too. And I was like,
I do it because so I don't like, I don't know.
Make a mess.
Have to slurp and make a mess and
use a napkin.
And use a napkin. Yeah. Dang. So what he's saying is we should not be doing that.
No, you're doing it. Well, you're doing it so you don't make a mess.
Yeah.
But he's saying you could do it because you're just trying to shovel.
Okay.
I don't know.
But I could eat faster and, more importantly, more, so I could stuff my gluttonous face instead of patiently twirling the noodles and, enjoying the meal. Or whenever I hear non-native English speakers speak impeccable English or another foreign language, I think about the time when I used to think, for about 20 years of my life, that learning a foreign language was unimportant, like juggling. A fun but ultimately useless party trick. Until I realized how valuable, exciting, enriching, and world-opening learning another language really is. Or when I realized that standing up to urinate means that I had been spreading my pee droplets all over my bathroom for 2 decades. Or when I realized that you can make a delicious cake and it doesn't have to be what the Germans call a Zuckerbombe. And it's better. Who would have thought less sugar is better? Non-Americans is the answer. Or more seriously now, when I saw the George Floyd video, I was unsurprised, completely. I was almost unmoved in comparison to my German partner, who was absolutely appalled and shocked at seeing the video. And cynically and unsympathetically, I said to her, this happens all the time in the US. It's normal. I realized in that moment just how much the US had calloused me to the topics of police brutality and racism. And I also said to her, nothing's ever going to change.
Nope. That
moment I realized that hopelessness is a normal reaction that many people have. And let's wrap up with New Year's Eve in Germany.
I think, because he's talking about so many different points here.
Yeah.
But there are some things like the George Floyd incident that did impact me. I wouldn't say that I was callous to that. Like I remember feeling enraged in a lot of emotions. But there are some things that I think we have grown callous to that we just don't. We're just kind of like roll our eyes or like figures or just another thing. Or
I mean, I've grown that George Floyd dying. I mean, yeah, I would say we were callous to it. I mean, maybe not you, but I mean, I'll just say this: it wasn't a surprise. I'll put it that way. So yeah.
The incident itself and the police racial profiling and that whole thing.
Right.
I guess it wasn't a surprise because there were so many other, I don't know if I could say certain words on YouTube, but like shootings. I guess I can say that.
Yeah.
Of other Black people.
Right.
So it had led up to it, so it wasn't a surprise.
Yeah, it's the fabric of America. Like that's what's kind of expected out there, unfortunately, and that's what happens a lot.
Yeah.
So let's see what this last one is.
Okay.
Every year here, it's fireworks anarchy that goes against every German stereotype that exists. Every year, people, typically teenage boys, throw these super loud cherry bombs. And every time, my gut reaction is fight or flight mode. Cortisol and adrenaline spike, anxiety and anger follow. Because when you have lost friends to gun violence, and when you have good friends who are survivors of a mass shooting at your university, these sounds to you are deadly serious. And so every New Year's in Berlin, there's basically 3 groups of people who get triggered by these fireworks and explosions. Pets, Americans, and the people who lived in Berlin in 1945.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I'm have gotten used to not thinking about gunfire. So I hear stuff here. Just the other day, it was a car that backfired. I don't know if you remember.
No, that scared me.
Yeah,
but not because my first thought was that it was guns.
No.
But it just scared me. I don't know what I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, in the United States where we lived, we were not super far from a gun range, so you could just be like just sitting out there, and all of a sudden you just hear gunfire. Or the neighborhood that I grew up in, there was gunfire all the time. I'd hear, sirens, and if you go into South Central LA where it was, there's, helicopters and all this stuff. So, but anyway, I mean, that's kind of, I'm going off on a tangent, but But yeah, I kind of forgot some of the stuff that he was saying.
I know he was saying a lot of stuff. That's why I was trying to interrupt him a little bit because he said so many. But yeah, I think that's sad too that the people who are afraid of those loud booms are pets Americans. Yeah. And, he's talking about.
Well, because he said they're in Berlin when they have fireworks. That's what those are the 3 people.
But from the ones from 1945.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think
he did talk about peeing.
The peeing standing up.
I learned that from Faley.
Yeah.
So, and I actually have implemented that. I have
Yay.
Yeah. So it's super interesting. I don't have to take a flashlight to the to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at the next one.
Okay. In America, everybody says hi to you or randomly says hi. Yeah. I think some people think that that's super friendly and some people think it's fake.
Well, I think people, I've seen Europeans when they go to visit America, like that's one of the things that they love about it.
Yeah.
Is that people do that. So I don't know. I come down on the side of, I think it like leads to all this other fake stuff in society.
Right.
That you feel like you have to say hi. You have to ask, how are you doing when you really don't care? And so that leads to a bunch of other stuff. But we do live really close to a city center. And at 6 or 7 in the morning, we hear people stumbling home. How she said 2 o'clock?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That stuff closes? No, not here. Like, they're just getting started.
Yeah, they're just getting started. Oh, yeah. They come home. I think the boys have come home around 7 once or 6.
Yeah. And it's like, in the U.S., it's like, you start going out probably like around 8 or 9, maybe 10.
Yeah, you start drinking around 8 or 9.
But out here, it's like midnight that just started.
Yeah.
So.
That's tough.
Yeah. Well, not us.
Yeah. There's no way.
No. You give me more than one drink, we might have a problem.
I know. That's so sad.
It's sad. Although when we go visit our friends in Germany, I don't know. I'm a little scared. But anyway, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the next one.
Okay. Oh.
What did that say?
The sheer amount of brands and types, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, houses are huge.
What the?
Oh.
What the hell?
People showing their personalities by decorating their car, something like that.
I guess that's what it said.
Okay. Well, the houses, I mean, not every house is huge, but.
Right. Oh, in the U.S., no. But there are huge houses, though.
There are some huge, ridiculous houses in the suburbs.
Yeah, and then all the items in the grocery store.
There's a million options.
A million gazillion of them. Yeah. Out here, it's not that many.
No, you see it a little bit in, we have a store out here in Spain called El Corte Inglés, which I think is catered to the English and Americans, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And it has a lot of options.
But
you go to the local supermercado, just like right here, there's like nothing.
There's like 2 options of bread, wheat or white.
Yeah, I know. So it's like brands. Nothing. I know.
All right, let's take a look at the next one.
This is how quickly and drastically the United States, specifically the Midwest, where I'm from, has really changed in the last 8 years. I have now lived in Hamburg, Germany for 8 years. I have not lived in the U.S. since then. I visited maybe, I think, 4 or 5 times in those 8 years. The area that I lived in was always a pretty conservative area. Basically, all of my family growing up were Republicans. They voted very conservatively. And a lot of the laws kind of reflect that in Missouri. But Missouri. The switch between being a conservative Republican, somebody who just wants, government out of their lives, And now going into this like very cult-like, very dramatic, radical behavior is something that's really shifted in the last 8 years exponentially.
Magas.
I used to have a lot of friends that I grew up with in high school where we would have pretty similar beliefs. I was a lot more on the right side because that's just how I was raised. My parents were both conservative Republicans, and so, you know, when you are a conservative Republican, your kids kind of follow along until they don't. But a lot of the friends that I had back in high school are people that probably would not like me very much right now. I mean, I fully recognize that living in Germany has really influenced how I live, really influenced the political, religious, societal things that I think should be implemented into a society. Stuff like universal basic income, universal health care, public education being free for everyone, things that as a young adult, as a teenager, I would have looked at myself and kind of scoffed. So I can kind of see where people that I grew up with, they see these ideas that I have now and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so radical. But also, they are now spouting a lot of like anti-vaccine rhetoric, QAnon rhetoric, stuff like talking about how they think like Robert Kennedy is still alive, just really insane things that you wouldn't think would be coming from these rational people that I grew up with. I mean, I have teachers from elementary school that I absolutely loved, looked up to, that they were like my favorite people in the world, and they still believe, genuinely believe, that the election was stolen, and they still talk about it. It's such a drastic change in the last 8 years. I can barely even go back there because it's just not where I grew up. It's not that place anymore.
Yeah. Oh man, she said a lot of true stuff in there. So,
I know. I wouldn't. We have said we wouldn't go back if it wasn't for family.
Nah.
Like if they you said yesterday, if all our family lived here, we would never step foot back into the U.S.
No. I would never go back there if all our family was here.
Yeah.
So I have nothing to go that I would want to go back there for.
No.
So, but you know, what she's saying is so true. The people who were conservative 8 to 10 years ago, they don't have a home. Like they don't have a conservative party that they could be a part of.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, that's just the way it is, and that's why it's so shocking to us whenever people we have a certain image of comes out in support of some crazy stuff. It's like, you know, not conservative beliefs, because I would say, although, you know, socially we have a lot of left-leaning beliefs, there's some things that we're a little conservative, so we're probably closer to like center left. But
for the U.S. standards, because we know in Europe, center left,
we're probably conservative.
We're probably conservative. I don't know, it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
But in the U.S. standards, so that's why. This is just another example of how broadening your horizons and stepping out from your bubble changes your perspective and changes who you are.
That's true.
And those people see you as this radical person because they haven't left,
right?
And they don't see the world differently. Yeah. And you know,
it's funny, man. It really has changed our lives. And, you know, I have arguments with people. I mean, probably I could just say, because I've said it before, my mother, but she, you know, I would tell her, well, what about that time when I was paying $1,000 for my health insurance and I had the procedure and I still had to pay $24,000 and like, and out here I have had all these things. I haven't had to pay anything. Like, it makes total sense to me. Probably you out there. Yeah. But no, they don't understand it.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
They should blame it on the Democrats. Whatever it is. All right. Okay. Let's take a look at the next one.
I'm curious on like Europeans' opinions on why they don't like Americans.
I'm an American that's been living in Amsterdam for about 8 years now. I'm completely integrated. My partner is Dutch, which is why I moved out here. I speak the language. I've got primarily Dutch friends. And here are some of the reasons why I have found that the Dutch, particularly, don't like Americans. So the Dutch mentality is all about nuchterheid is the word that they use. And it's about being down to earth. It's about being level-headed. It's about being just like everybody else. Nobody is better than anybody else. And if you look at the American mentality, it's completely the opposite. It's about trying to be better than everybody else, trying to be the star, trying your hardest to be something. They find that type of mentality completely.
Yeah, having the nicest car, the biggest house, the most money, the best job. Like
it's all about status.
It's important from when you're little. That's pounded in your head.
Rude, dishonest, and how they like to call it, fake. The second biggest reason is because Americans are brought up with the idea that America is better than everybody else. This savior complex that they saved everybody. They are the example, and that couldn't be further from the truth. If you look at things like gun control, healthcare, safety, equality, I mean, the US is the worst. Not admitting to that is something that they completely hate. And lastly, I don't know why, but there is this view that Americans are dumb. We are just dumb to them. I think that's something we're never going to be able to change. They're always just going to view the American mentality, the American mindset as just dumb. After 8 years living here, I can safely say that I totally agree with the Dutch mentality and I share their view on us Americans, sadly. As much as I love my American friends and my American family, I don't love my country, and I only saw freedom and opportunity until I left it.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Yeah, he's 100% right. You know, it's super interesting what he said. That, you know, I talk to people when I have these debates, and when I point out some of the good things that we experience here, they say it's because of America.
Oh,
like they believe that the reason that there's all these things here is because America, like, either paid them so much money or fought for the freedoms of other people. Like they think that the good things here, like, you know, free costs of education in Germany, or low insurance here, insurance costs, the low price of food, like all those things, they think it's because of America. I'm not making this up. I've had this conversation. So this is what they believe. And I think he's right that we didn't realize how good it is until we came here. So right. Yeah, because when you travel, I mean, if you go anywhere, you hear, you know, God bless America and all of this kind of stuff. So yeah, so we our eyes were open.
And as far as Americans being dumb, that's a tough one, because there are a lot of dumb Americans. So, and there's a lot of there's some that are not dumb. So it's hard because it's partly true. Yeah. And some of the stuff that they may say, I mean, we've been called dumb before. Yep. Even on this channel. Because we didn't know certain things. We didn't know what, I don't know, some science thing that apparently we should have known. But just,
we're supposed to know everything. You don't know this?
We're supposed to know everything, apparently. So, but I don't know. There are, you know, when you think about it, you would consider the people who support Trump as either dumb or naive or brainwashed, or I mean, you can call them dumb.
I mean, a lot of them, but I mean, there's a lot of like lawyers and executives and CEOs and people like that. So I know. Yeah, so you can't really say that they all of his supporters are dumb. They might be deceived in a lot of ways, or
and maybe it's dumb. They're dumb because they're not well-rounded when it comes to world history, what's happening, what's going on outside of the United States. So then you're kind of dumb like that.
That's why they consider us dumb a lot of times. Yeah. Because we have this channel to learn about stuff that's going on in Europe. So anytime we ask a question about something we don't know, there's a faction of the people out there who think we're dumb. Yeah. Just because we're trying to learn, you know. But I always believe that everybody's smart in something.
That's true.
So just because, I mean, like the people who call me dumb, I can probably run circles around them explaining basketball. Right. You know, so, you know, or a bunch of other stuff. So, woo.
Okay, one more.
One more. All right, let's take a look.
Seriously, like that's how it feels like. You're just like,
that's how it feels.
Do we want to go back to America? And you open the door and you're like, oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no, I ain't going back there. Golly, every day something's going on. I'm like, oh my God, thank God I'm not over there. That was funny. That was a good one.
Funny.
Whew, all right. I mean, obviously we have a lot to say on this. So what?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, I tend to agree with everything that they were saying there. It's going to be interesting when we go back to visit. I mean, we're probably got to make a vlog or something so we can record it and show it as.
That's true.
Maybe somebody will be reacting to our video one day.
I know.
Yeah. All right, that was a good video. Hey, we do have another channel, Greg and Lisa React Germany. For all of the German reactions, go ahead and head on over there. Link is in the description. We also have a Discord. Link is in the description for that. That is there for your enjoyment. Come on over and like the video. That helps out more than you know. As always, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you on the next video.
Bye.
Peace.